Somalia Intelligence killed senior Al-Shabab finance operative in Lower Shabelle region. Somalia's National Intelligence and Security Agency said Thursday its forces killed a senior Al-Shabab operative responsible for the militant group's financial extortion network in the Beledweyne region. The operative, identified as Ahmed Dubad Zaidig, also known as Sheikh Aden Dir, was killed in a targeted raid carried out by Nice's elite Goshen Special Forces in the Danagabalo area of Lower Shabelle on January 27th, the agency said in a statement. According to NISA, the operation targeted a safe house where Zaidig had been hiding. Intelligence units had tracked his movements for an extended period before launching what officials described as a planned and precise assault. Security officials said Zaidig was a long-serving member of Al-Shabab who joined the group in 2008 and went on to play a central role in managing its illicit finances. His responsibilities included overseeing extortion networks and the theft of public property, a key source of funding for the Al-Qaeda-linked group. Before being assigned to manage Al-Shabab's financial operations in the Beledweyne region, which includes Mogadishu, Zaidig had served as the group's finance representative in several regions, including Mudug, Galgaduud, Iran, and Lower Shabelle, NISA said. The agency said his killing is expected to disrupt Al-Shabab's ability to collect and move funds in Mogadishu and surrounding areas, where the group relies heavily on forced taxation and intimidation of businesses and civilians. Al-Shabab has long used extortion as a core pillar of its financing, enabling it to sustain attacks against Somali security forces, government institutions, and civilians despite years of military pressure. NISA urged the public to continue cooperating with security agencies, calling on citizens to report any information related to Al-Shabab or the Islamic State group to its dedicated hotlines. Somalia's federal government, backed by international partners, has intensified intelligence-led operations targeting the militant group's leadership, finances, and logistical networks as part of a broader campaign to weaken its operational capacity. Beledweyne police arrest 2 final suspects in gang rape case in Beledweyne town. Police in Beledweyne have arrested 2 remaining suspects in a gang rape case that has triggered widespread public anger after a video linked to the assaults circulated on social media, authorities said. In a statement on Friday, police identified the suspects as Abdi Shakur Hassan Ibrahim and Mohammed Awale Omar. They were the last at large in the case, following the earlier arrest of 3 other suspects, police said. The case drew national attention after footage involving a young girl was shared online, prompting condemnation from the public and renewed calls for accountability and protection for victims of sexual violence. Authorities did not disclose details about the victim in order to protect her identity. Police said the suspects will be brought before a competent court to face charges, stressing that legal procedures will be followed to ensure justice is served. The Beledweyne District Police Station urged residents, particularly those who experience abuse or hardship, to report incidents directly to law enforcement. We call on all citizens to come forward with their complaints so that legal action can be taken and people's rights are protected, the statement said. Sexual violence remains a serious and underreported problem in Somalia, with rights groups repeatedly urging stronger law enforcement responses, survivor support services, and accountability for perpetrators. Somalia's federal cabinet on Thursday approved a series of major maritime agreements, including a wide-ranging cooperation deal with Türkiye as the government moved to strengthen maritime trade, port services, and international compliance. The approvals came during a regular cabinet meeting chaired by Prime Minister Hamza Abdibar in Mogadishu. Ministry said the decisions mark a significant step toward modernizing Somalia's maritime sector and integrating the country more fully into the global shipping system. Among the key measures endorsed was a maritime cooperation agreement between Somalia and Türkiye. The deal covers maritime trade development, improvements in ship traffic management, modernization of port services, mutual recognition of seafarer certificates of competency, technical cooperation and knowledge sharing, equality in port services, and the facilitation of commercial maritime activities. The Cabinet also approved Somalia's accession to several major international maritime conventions, including the International Convention on Tonnage Measurement of Ships of 1969, the Nairobi International Convention on the Removal of Wrecks of 2007, and the Maritime Labor Convention of 2006. Officials said the conventions will help improve safety standards, environmental protection, and labor rights for Somali seafarers. Ports and Maritime Transport Minister Abdulkadir Mohammed Nur welcomed the approvals, describing them as a milestone for Somalia's maritime governance and international standing. Through enhanced cooperation with the Republic of Türkiye and accession to key international conventions, we are modernizing our ports, promoting safe and efficient maritime trade, protecting our marine environment, and upholding the rights and welfare of our seafarers, Nur said. He added that integrating Somalia into the global maritime system would help build a resilient, competitive, and sustainable maritime sector that supports national development. In addition to the maritime agreements, the Cabinet approved a law establishing a National Disaster and Risk Management Fund. The fund is intended to bring disaster preparedness, prevention, and response to natural and man-made crises under a single framework, as Somalia faces worsening drought conditions affecting water and food security. Officials said the regulation is designed to strengthen public and government coordination and solidarity, as authorities take urgent measures to mitigate the impact of the ongoing drought. The Cabinet also endorsed other policies and agreements aimed at strengthening institutional capacity and improving public service delivery across government bodies. During the same session, the National Committee on Combating Smuggling and Human Trafficking presented a report warning of the growing threat posed by illegal migration networks. The committee detailed severe physical and human rights abuses suffered by victims, particularly young people, and said human trafficking continues to undermine Somalia's future human capital and national development. Türkiye and Somalia have steadily deepened their partnership since 2011, expanding cooperation across economic development, education, healthcare, infrastructure, and security, with maritime collaboration now emerging as a central pillar of the relationship.